Your AC is running non-stop, your electric bill just spiked, and the air coming out still doesn't feel cold enough. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of what's wrong isn't age or bad luck. It's stuff nobody tells you about your own system. Today, I'm covering the 10 biggest fixes, myths, and warning signs behind a weak air conditioner, all backed by actual engineering data. Secret number 10. The reason your AC sometimes just stops cooling out of nowhere. Central air conditioners pull anywhere from 5 to 20 gallons of water a day out of the air during peak summer heat, all draining out through a thin plastic pipe called the condensate line. Algae and mold build up inside that pipe fast, and once it clogs, the water backs up into a pan under your indoor unit. Most modern systems have a safety float switch in that pan, and the second the water rises, it shuts your entire AC down. That's why so many people swear their unit just died in the middle of a heat wave. The fix costs about $5. Once a month, pour a cup of plain white vinegar into the drain line's access port near your indoor unit. Let it sit for 30 minutes, then flush it with water. The acid kills the algae before it can build a clog. Skip this, and you're not just risking a shutdown. You're risking ceiling stains and mold remediation bills that can run into the thousands. But a shutdown from a clog is nothing compared to what happens when the system is running but starving for airflow, which is exactly what's happening in secret number 9. Secret number 9. Check the one part you're supposed to touch yourself. Your air filter's job is to protect the coils and blower. But as it loads up with dust and pet hair, it starts choking off airflow. The Department of Energy found that swapping a clogged filter for a clean one can cut your air conditioner's energy use by 5 to 15%. Immediately, no repair needed. Less airflow doesn't just waste electricity, it means less warm air ever reaches the cold coil to be cooled in the first place, so your vents blow noticeably weaker air. A basic filter should be checked monthly and changed every 1 to 3 months depending on pets and allergies. Hold it up to a light. If you can't see through it clearly, it's already costing you money every single day it stays in. Cheap fiberglass filters need checking monthly, while higher-rated pleated filters can often stretch to 90 days. But the schedule only works if you actually stick a reminder on your calendar for it. But even a spotless filter won't save you if the real problem is sitting outside, coated in a layer of grime you can't see from your yard. Which brings us to secret number 8. Secret number 8. The outside unit most people never look at twice. Your condenser coil, that grid of metal fins inside the outdoor box, is responsible for dumping the heat your AC pulls out of your house. It sits outside all year, catching grass clippings, pollen, and dust. According to EPA testing, a dirt layer as thin as 4/100ths of an inch on that coil can cause a 21% drop in cooling efficiency and push your energy use up by as much as 35%. That's not a typo. Less dirt than the thickness of a couple sheets of paper can cost you over a third more on your cooling bill. The fix: turn off power to the unit at the breaker, then gently hose down the fins from the inside out with a garden hose. No pressure washer that can bend the fins and make things worse. Do this 2 to 3 times during cooling season, more if you've got a dog that likes that corner of the yard. It takes 15 minutes, and it's completely free. But airflow problems inside the house can be just as damaging as a dirty coil outside it. And most people are actually making it worse without realizing it, which is exactly what secret number 7 is about. Secret number 7. Closing vents in rooms you don't use is not saving you a cent. It feels logical. Why cool a room nobody's in? But your air conditioner is sized and installed to move one specific volume of air through your whole house. Closing a vent doesn't reduce that volume, it just traps the pressure inside your ductwork. That extra pressure forces air out through every small gap and seam already in your ducts, and a typical home's duct system already loses 20 to 30% of its air through leaks like that before it even reaches a vent. Close more vents, and you're pushing more air through those leaks instead of into your rooms. On top of that, a closed-off room with no airflow traps humidity, and the EPA recommends keeping indoor humidity between 30 and 50%, since anything above 60% invites mold and dust mites. Leave every vent at least partially open, always, even in rooms you rarely use. If you genuinely want to zone your cooling, a proper zoning system, installed by a professional, is the only version of this idea that actually works without fighting your own ductwork. Speaking of using less energy without sacrificing comfort, there's a trick sitting on your ceiling that most people are running backwards, and that's secret number 6. Secret number 6. Your ceiling fan can replace a chunk of your AC bill if you're using it right. A fan doesn't actually cool the air in a room, it cools you by speeding up the evaporation of sweat off your skin. The Department of Energy states that a ceiling fan lets you raise your thermostat about 4 degrees Fahrenheit with zero loss in comfort. And every degree you raise your thermostat trims real money off your cooling costs, so that one small habit change can meaningfully cut what your AC spends over a summer. Here's the catch almost nobody checks. For that cooling breeze, your fan needs to spin counterclockwise when you look up at it. If it's spinning the wrong way, you're getting a much weaker effect, or none at all. And never leave a fan running in an empty room. It's not cooling anyone. It's just spinning your electric meter. Look up right now, check the direction, and bump your thermostat up while it's running. But not every popular AC tip actually holds up under real testing. And the next one might be the biggest surprise on this entire list. Which brings us to secret number 5. Secret number 5. The shading trick that sounds smart but barely works. You've probably heard that shading your outdoor AC unit with a tree or an awning can boost efficiency by up to 10%. And that figure genuinely comes from government energy guidance. But when the Florida Solar Energy Center actually measured shaded versus unshaded condensers out in the field, the real-world savings came out close to zero. And in some cases, shading made things worse, because bushes or structures placed too close trapped the unit's own hot exhaust air right back around it. If you want to shade your outdoor unit anyway, keep at least 2 to 3 feet of clearance on every side and never build anything over the top of it. The version of this tip that actually works is shading your house itself, trees or awnings, over south and west-facing windows that keep direct sun from heating your walls and roof in the first place. That's where real, measurable savings happen. Don't waste money boxing in your condenser. Spend it shading your windows instead. Now, a working, well-maintained system can still go completely silent in an instant. And the reason is almost always one small part, which is exactly what secret number 4 is about. Secret number 4, the small part behind most sudden AC breakdowns. If your outdoor unit is humming or clicking, but the fan isn't spinning and no cold air is coming, the compressor and fan motors probably aren't getting the jolt of power they need to start. And the part responsible for that jolt is called a capacitor. It's a small cylindrical component, roughly the size of a soda can, and it takes the most abuse on the hottest days of the year, exactly when you need your AC the most. A failing capacitor is one of the single most common reasons a system goes from working fine to completely dead overnight. Warning signs include a swollen or bulging top, leaking fluid, visible corrosion, or the unit tripping the breaker repeatedly right before it quits for good. But this part stores a genuinely dangerous electrical charge, even with the power off, So diagnosing and replacing it is not a DIY move unless you know exactly how to safely discharge it first. Knowing what it is means you won't panic and assume you need a brand new unit when a technician mentions the word capacitor, because replacing one costs a fraction of a new system. But there's a phrase some technicians use that costs people far more than any capacitor ever would. And that's secret number 3. Secret number 3? The phrase that should make you ask questions immediately. If a technician tells you your AC just needs its refrigerant topped off every year or two without ever mentioning a leak, that's a problem. Refrigerant runs through a sealed, closed loop inside your AC. It isn't a fuel, and it doesn't get consumed or burned off the way gas does in your car. Under normal operation, the refrigerant charge in your system should be exactly the same on year 20 as it was on day 1. If your levels are actually low, there is only one explanation: a physical leak somewhere in that sealed line, and simply adding more refrigerant without finding and fixing that leak just means you'll be paying for another top-off again next season, while the underlying problem keeps damaging your compressor. A legitimate technician will pressure test the system and find the leak before recharging anything. This one piece of knowledge alone can save you from paying for the same fake fix year after year. But there's one setting that quietly wastes more energy than almost anything else on this list, and that's secret number 2. Secret number 2: the setting most people forget to touch. Every degree you leave your thermostat lower than you actually need costs real money, and forgetting to adjust it while you're at work or asleep is one of the most common ways people overpay all summer. Energy Star certified smart thermostats save the average household about 8% on combined heating and cooling costs every year, simply by adjusting automatically instead of relying on you to remember. The Department of Energy's own baseline rule is simpler still: setting your thermostat back for 8 hours a day by 7 to 10 degrees saves roughly 10% a year on cooling and heating combined. You don't need a smart thermostat to benefit. A basic programmable one works too, as long as you actually stick to the schedule instead of overriding it constantly, which studies show most people do with the manual kind. Set it and leave it alone. Now, for the tip that ties every single one of these together, the one number that tells you, on the spot, whether your AC is actually healthy. And that's secret number 1. Secret number 1: the same test HVAC technicians use, and you can run it yourself in under 10 minutes. It's called the temperature differential, or delta T, and it tells you instantly whether your AC is actually doing its job. First, let your system run for at least 15 minutes straight. Then take any thermometer and measure the air coming out of a supply vent, and separately measure the air going into a return vent. Subtract the supply number from the return number. A healthy central air conditioner should show a gap of 14 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit between those two readings. Get a number in that range, and your system is genuinely working the way it's supposed to, no matter what it feels like standing in your living room. Get a smaller gap, and you now know exactly where to look. Back at secret number 9 for a dirty filter, secret number 3 for a possible refrigerant leak, or secret number 8 for a dirty coil. This single number replaces guesswork with an actual diagnosis, the same one professionals charge a service call for. Subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next video.